Welcome everyone to the Cancer Full Moon Celebration. The last one, I figured we'd slide it right under the wire. This really isn't happening until Saturday, but this is Intention Day. So I thought, why not? Let's go ahead and get some good juicy ones in. So let's call in sacred space. All right, take a minute, everyone. Take a breath. And as you exhale, drop those grounding cords. I've been doing this every day, but oh, it's so different when you do it with a group. So just feel that pull go down, down, down into the earth. And then inhale, draw that earth energy up, up, up through your body, all the way up and out through the top of the head, connecting with the heart of the divine above us. Inhaling, draw that cosmic energy down through your body, send it all the way down into the earth, activating the as above, so below flow. Then connecting with that flow, breathing in, breathing out, activate the as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give such great thanks to be here on this planet right now, doing this sacred work, anchoring soul level wisdom to the planet through our bodies. Moving to the south, we welcome water. We welcome clear, clean current emotions. We welcome love, flow, joy, abundance. Moving to the west, we welcome air, mind, focus, clarity, all of our guides, angels, allies, and helpers. And moving to the east, we welcome fire, movement, passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome our divine feminine and our divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We call that beautiful energy down through our bodies. We call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into the circle. We ask that all of these energies be with us, pray with us, and dance with us for our mutual benefit. Aho, oh ho ho. Come on, y'all. This is not my plan. Okay, give me 1 second. Yay, okay, we're back. Here we go. Everybody get up and move around. Shake out the cobwebs. All right, everyone. That felt good, felt good, felt good. We got a few, which is more than I thought we'd have. So take a minute, everybody. Just let yourself come back from whatever alternative universe that we go to in the liminal space between solstice and New Year's, what some would call Yule. Just drop in to your bodies, come back to the planet, to your present life, and drop into your soul, drop into your heart, and feel around in there. Look for signs of life. How are things moving? So, as I said earlier to some of you, where do I want to put this? I'll put it over here for now. I am going to use this little chart. It seems like you guys are learning how to read them if you don't already know. Today is not the full moon, but it is what some celebrate as New Year's Eve, the day before January 1st. So there's going to be a lot of carrying on later, but I figured I always do these early so that you have time to prepare and really do ceremony if you should want to on the full moon itself, which is this Saturday at 4:03. Wow, I didn't put the day on there. It's January 3rd. It's my mother's birthday. So we'll be partying down. And it's going to happen at 4:03 a.m. on Saturday. So then if you wanted to do ceremony with it the night before is good. As it crests that point is the best place. It's where the juicy stuff is if you really want to pop your intentions. So if you look over here, and things are not a whole lot different, but I'm going to show you. So once again, here's the sun down here, and last time when we were together, the moon was down there too. And so we had that stellium down here. Now there's only 4 because the moon just traversed all the way around over here and is totally opposite the sun. So that's when we have a full moon. So the moon is in Cancer right now and is in opposition to the sun in Capricorn. So when you look at a chart like this, the things in red, and usually they will be distinguished by 2 different colors, these are the hard aspects. These are the things that, energies are pushing up against. Now, this is a very cool configuration because the moon energy, which is water, Cancer, is pushing up against this Capricorn energy, which is big earth. So that is like a big fire ring that can contain, or not even a fire ring, a water ring or banks on the riverbed. And we're going to talk about how this is the setup for the intentions that we've been working on for the past few months. And especially the ones we did at the Sagittarius new moon. It's like now, the moon was back here with us, mirroring all that fire, let's go energy. And now, all these guys have moved into Capricorn, not just Mars. And the moon took those intentions and is going to pour all of that emotional energy around our intentions into a solid structure that we built with the help of the sun, Mars and Venus still hanging out together down here, and Mercury. So that's a pretty cool lineup. Now, What that also means, those big red lines, is movement. You know, we're going to see things move. Imagine it's like there's a lot of water in this chart. So we're already seeing a lot of water, especially out on the West Coast of the United States. That also equates with emotion in our bodies. So there could be flare-ups. But what Cancer does best, what this one is for, is caring for the home, self-care, psychic and emotional sensitivity, but focus that on the upside and not volatility. Connecting with your kids, your inner child, taking time for rest, relaxation. When you engage in those kinds of behaviors, and slow yourself down, which I think a lot of us have felt the impulse to do, your nervous system will settle and you can focus on things you enjoy versus the things you can do nothing about right now, other than hold your frequency. And life can settle down a bit. If you haven't done that yet, I encourage you to do it until you're sick of it, until you're bored, until you have to get out and see other people. It will be a lot more fun that way. Now, other things to just note, and for people that want to do prayer work around this or whatever you do, this moon is conjunct. If you take the birth chart of the United States, it's conjunct the sun in Leo on the US birth chart. So there's rumblings already. There could even be more rumblings afoot. So you may want to see where Cancer is in your own birth chart, as all full moons are culminations and completions. So we set those intentions 2 weeks ago. Now we're going to look at where we are. We're going to release what doesn't serve, and so that we can keep going at the next new moon. So once again, refer back to those intentions. The new moon in October was that launch pad intention. But for sure, look back at the one you did 2 weeks ago for the Sag new moon, as it's the preview for the coming year, 2026. You want to just feel into your body what is up for release for you right now as a result of those intentions that you set. It's like, this is how you work with ceremony. You set this is what priestesses do. You set an intention. Whatever is not like that intention is going to show up for release or adjustment. And that's just the way of it. It's alchemy. It's like a constant kind of rhythm, but it keeps you in balance. So, I'm glad you asked that question, Val. She asked, what does this have to do? You can just kind of see, you can look at what house it's in and see what it applies to. So, because I'll give you an example. When we had that Scorpio, whatever it was, I think it was a new moon. No, it was Scorpio flew through. I can't remember if it was new or full, but either way, it rattled my cage because I have a lot of planets in Scorpio. My ascendant is in Scorpio. My North Node is in Scorpio. My Saturn is in Scorpio. And so all of those are foot in both worlds, and you have everything in your, in your inner world activating your outer world. And so you want to have your ducks in a row when you have those situations. So that's how that Scorpio moon affected me. I had things sift to the surface that I hadn't thought about in years that I had to attend to. So same for Cancer. So this Cancer moon, and we're going to talk more about that because the moon rules Cancer. So this is a potent one, and this is a supermoon, which means it's closer to the planet. So it rules emotions. So you might notice that you're feeling, you might think you're bipolar, way happy, or maybe way down in the basement. And it may be around certain issues that might show up in your chart. That's why I say to look. If you have more questions about that, Val, ask in Priestess class, and I'll talk to you about it. So right. So Monica says Venus, Mars, and Moon in Cancer. So does it have, are there planets in there, Val? That's what you got to look for. What planets are in Cancer? And that's going to give you an indicator from what you learned. Okay, then don't worry about it too much. It's not going to have, just pay attention. Pay attention through this whole time because I'm going to tell you why. So the moon actually, this is what I just said, the moon actually rules, or Cancer rules the moon. So it's a strong sign. And since this is a super moon, once again, lots more water activity, lots more emotional activity. So you want to make sure that you stop and breathe before you act. You don't want to be reactional. You don't want to let your emotions lead. You want to make wise decisions. And let me show you. Let me get the little, if I can find my little pointer. I don't know where it is. There it is. Okay. All right. So look. Jupiter in Cancer conjunct the moon. Look right up here. In this particular chart, which is the new moon or the full moon chart, these two guys are right on top of each other, and this is Jupiter. So remember what I said about self-care and care for the home and all of that. So Jupiter is the expanding planet, kind of like, and it's in a water sign. It's in this Cancer water sign, right along with the moon. So it's just going to make everything bigger, just multiply everything I've said by 100. So self-healing, release, I've already seen headlines, who knows if they're correct, about big events being canceled for New Year's, events that ordinarily always happen. Now, they have their reasons for doing that, but just notice how it's not just you, it's the whole planet feels the need to be quiet. That is this influence right here. And so however they're going to make it happen, it's, that's the impulse that everyone's having. Now, we were talking about water, lots of emotion, lots of big water experiences. Neptune, where is Neptune? Right here is in, all these planets are in Pisces, right there with Saturn in Pisces. So more water, that's big water. And Neptune and Pisces, they rule each other. So this is like big waves. And people on the planet being compelled to love each other, to take care of each other. This is, even though things have felt so insanely messy, this is like, okay, it's time for the big whoosh. It's time to clear and bring in compassion, bring in unconditional love, bring in the human heart that knows how to behave here and let it rule. And so if it takes waves of that to get our attention, that's what will happen. So we're going to have 3 weeks of this to finish up this cycle, to clean things out so we can be prepared for the new year and what we've already talked about. So it might feel like the end of a dream. It might feel like things are new, it's like out with the old and in with the new, but we really don't know what the new is yet. So this is why preparedness. What are the things? And this is why you need to be quiet, because you need to sit with your higher self, with whoever you pray to, and you need to be asking the questions that, we had last time that I'm going to throw up here again. You need to be sitting and getting your own guidance so that you know what are the things, what are the tiny little structures, whether it's a morning practice, a ritual, a prayer, yoga, body movement, dance. What are the practices that I need to have in place every day that are non-negotiable, that are going to anchor me as we move forward? Because things are getting real. And the beauty of this, I made this new chart, which just has more planets on it and mostly it has the goddesses in it than the other one did. So we've got Lilith down here. We've got, I don't know what, Juno. I can't remember what this one is, but these are the goddesses, and then they're all still down here with these 4 planets. And all of them are in Capricorn. So that is like big structure. That is planning for the next 7 generations, and you're not going to get out of it. You're not going to ignore it. You have to set up your structures. So if we're boots on the ground, if we really all came here to support this transition, then now is when we start to build the dream that we've been visioning in a very practical and pragmatic way. And we have all this support to do that. And then, we have, as the planets move, these are going to come into full-on alignment. And this is like the sacred marriage. It's like the balancing of the masculine and feminine. So this only happens every 6.6 years. So right at the beginning of this new cycle, right? This new good juju. Yes, it is. All of this is really good juju. It may feel like a lot of water, but it is all happening to help us clear. Come on, baby. Now, here's the other thing that you need to pay attention to. Those of you that do templates, you might want to consider this, or at least, if you do one for your new moons and full moons, include Uranus, just make him feel a part of the party. You want him on your team because he's still in Taurus and he's going to stay there through March, so that he's going to usher in the fire horse energy. Remember, he's the planet of surprises. So you want to be in alignment with him and be coaching. It'll be on YouTube, Francesca, because you've missed a little bit that you may want to listen to. Is that a question, Heather? I don't understand your question. Just unmute yourself and ask.
Well, it's one good desired outcome we could use.
Oh, well, good surprises. I mean, if you're just talking Uranus, I always tell him that. It's like, and you might want to be a little more direct, like specific. All the teachers are saying, be very specific with what you want and what you desire. Ask for that and exactly that. And what I usually do is look at my intentions or requests and then go, huh, how could that backfire on me? And then reword it a little bit if I need to, because I have a tendency to get smacked up the side of the head sometimes. So you want this to come from your soul, come from your heart, and come from your wisdom. Yeah. So now this is already is happening to leaders in different countries. I can't remember which ones. I think one started with a P. But they've both lost power, they've stepped down, they've been ousted. So that kind of thing, shakeups are going to be happening on the world stage. But like I said, look at your structures. What can be plowed over? What are the things that you're still a little wobbly on? Sit down. If you know this, ask your guides and angels for support. And really, give me the strength of will to follow through on the things I know I need to do. Because once again, are your structures strong enough to withstand the fire horse? Can you hold the reins when it gets bumpy? So you're going to need shortcuts. You may just, you may not need you may not have time for all of the ritual, but those of you that are in Source Light School, make sure you're saying your protocol every day. That is like a number one. That will keep you in the pocket. As far as your soul, as far as guidance, as far as protection, that's a really good one. So we've got Jupiter in Cancer, once again. Now, remember, it's right up there with the moon, but it's also squaring Chiron. So Jupiter's already telling everyone, just do self-care, just take care of yourself, slow down, all the things. And now he's squaring Chiron, which is the wounded healer. So Chiron is like, he's whipping the horses going, yeah, let's go. Let's do some inner healing. So you might notice that both in your personal life and on a global level. You may not have any choice to avoid things. And it may be time to look deeper at things that you just need to clear out. So lean into the higher aspects of yourself, allow release, allow healing to take place. This may mean big changes, but it is very supported by all the higher octaves. I mean, it's almost as if this chart is saying, okay, what's the gal's name? The book, she wrote the book, Loving What Is. It's time to do that. It's time. Brene Brown. It's time to really be present in your body and what needs assistance, what needs adjustment. And remember that it's not always about what we do. It's not always, and really it's not about that at all. It's not about tagging all the boxes. It's more about the consciousness we hold. Because you'll hear a lot of talk these days about Whatever happens to one person over on one side of the globe happens to all of us. We all feel it. The ramification, it's like we aren't going to be able to escape it. And so if that's the case, what that means is that our consciousness blends with the consciousness of everything, with the trees, with the animals, with the atmosphere, with the planets, all of that. And we are the pivot point. We are the conduit between heaven and earth. We're the ones that determine which direction it really goes, but we haven't really owned that. So keeping your frequency high, staying and doing the things that make you feel good in your body, connecting with source energy on a regular basis, whether it's in the food you eat or prayer or however you do it, going outside, taking a walk, whatever. Those are the things that shift the frequency on the planet and have big ramifications when enough of us do it, which is why I'm doing this on the days that I'm supposed to be taking a vacation. It's like this needs to happen. And this raising of the energy is more important than whether I drink my green drink every day. So, but the green drink helps support that frequency raising. That's how they work together. Let's see here. Yes. Oh, Byron Katie. Thank you, Lynn. I knew it was a B word. Okay. So just like last week, get your little, this week we do have a card pull, but get your planner or your journals out. I hope you're beginning to see the pattern of how we work with this rhythm. This is just the culmination of what we set in motion at the new moon in Sagittarius. So 2 weeks ago, we said this was truly a time to get serious moment. It still is, but it's like the rush of the fire horse has settled. We're in this Cancer floating space where we can really think, where we can really get quiet and think about how's my physical health? How's my physical health? Am I doing what I agreed with God I'd come here to do? What is the next version of myself? So we set intentions accordingly. And once again, if you don't get all those structures in place, the most important thing is how do you keep your frequency up? How do you keep your frequency high? How do you stay in coherence? That is so cool, Donna. I love it. So I'm going to flash these up for you again. And I'm going to let you journal with them for a minute or two. You can even go back to your notes from last time if you want. And then I have some new ones, but we'll start here. And I'm going to get my journal. Now you had these last time, but if you need me to flip it back here, I will. I just want to give you a taste of the new ones. In the words of Ruby Page, we're walking through the fire now to transform something about ourselves on a personal and mass consciousness level. This is just the beginning of a new era with Pluto fully in Aquarius. So this has been true for a minute, but we're beginning to see the evidence of that. Revolution and rebirth, no more hiding. It's time to be who you truly are. So as you're answering the questions that I just gave you, go deep into yours. Who are you from a soul level? And you'll know that by when you go in your heart and you think about the planet, what is the thing that pops in your head that is, oh, we need to be, what grabs you? That's who you are. That is linked to what you came here to do. It's linked to what you promised God, Goddess you would do. I was having a conversation with Sophia this morning, and she's like, you are the feet on the ground. It's like, all I can do is tell you, you are the one that agreed to be the feet on the ground. So, in other words, I have to do the physical piece, even though I'm sluggish. So, other questions? And this may be drags on your energy field that you need to look at. Are there people still, most of them may have been washed off by now, or influences in my life that I need to clean up? Are there still timelines that need to shift? What choices have I been making that I need to upgrade in order to do that? So remember, timelines don't shift on their own. You just don't. I loved Samantha. I would love to be able to wiggle my nose and just jump timelines. No, you have to make those micro choices in order for that to happen. Do I have things internally that I need to clear? Where can I be more creative? If I'm feeling emotional, and that could come up this time, how can I self-soothe so I can think clearly and make good decisions for myself? What is all this turmoil trying to teach me? How can I stay connected to my soul? So just more food for thought. So here's a good example of this that you'll remember, Val. Remember back when in 2023, when at the end of the year, I started writing all those stories and talking about your soul and where it lives and all the dimensions and all of that stuff just started coming out of me. That's what I would call a big timeline shift, because up until that point, I had just been focused here. And suddenly it was just like, oh no, you got to bring in more. You got to, that's an example. Now, it won't have to necessarily be that dramatic. It could be, I want to shift from being someone that sits on the couch and watches Netflix to someone that gets up and goes for a walk every day. That's a timeline shift, because the probable outcome is going to change from one behavior to the other. My dad loves Snicker bars. If he had a timeline shift, it would be from an 89-year-old man that eats Snickers every day and wonders why his ankles itch to a 90-year-old man that decided he needed to eat apples and carrots. That's a timeline shift. So go ahead and journal a little bit more with these, and then I'm going to bring in the elements. And I should do that soon. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in the cards. Once again, if you need to see the questions again, I'm happy to pull them back. So I thought this was very perfect for where we are, staying in the present moment in the earth door. Keeping your energy in the present is the most efficient way to get your creations into form, which is, our ultimate goal here. You cannot change the past, you cannot control the future, but you can choose your actions in this present moment. Bringing all your energy into present time is the most efficient use of it. If you found yourself lost in worry or concern, you're leaking energy that you could be using to create. Where are you stuck in the past? Where are you holding fear about the future? What should you be using your energy for instead? If you need more help getting into present time, go outside, move your body, focus your attention on taking action on a project, get out of avoidance and into the present moment. So that's very timely. You may want to see if Mother Earth has any specific area of focus for you. Yeah, I think we all needed to hear that one. I did. And then I loved this one as well, water. The frequency of water is love. When you get all the debris out of your water, that's what you find. So love is the most creative healing force on the planet, and it lives in the water door. Love can fix anything. It's pure life force. It's the creative energy that heals. There's absolutely nothing on the planet that adding a little love to it cannot improve. Scan the landscape of your life. Where do you need more love? Where do you need to give more love? How can activating love increase the flow and the overall vibratory rate of your life? Where do you need to apply it now? So good old Mother Water, bringing in exactly what we need. Now, if this, this had to be a Mercury thing. Um, energetic hygiene, or not Mercury, Jupiter, all of that self-care stuff. Just like our physical body that needs cleansing and renewal, so does our energy body. Our energetic body consists of our physical body, the electromagnetic field surrounding it, and the crystalline field surrounding it all. As we move through our physical realm, interacting with all the physical world, we create entanglements and associations with others through emotional and mental exchanges. Thinking negative thoughts or directing negative feelings towards someone can create a lot of low energy sludge in our field. Likewise, others can create these attachments with us as well. A good way to clear all of this is to pull all your energy. This is a priestess practice that we teach in priestess. Pull all of your energy inside your skin, pull it back from any place you have sent it, and return anyone else's energy, that is attached. Just let it fall away with the intent that it goes back to the person that owns it. Then spend some time connecting to the crystalline grid, to your own energy body to raise your vibration. You may also want to consider some energy healing from a practitioner. There's plenty of those in this room right now. So, do you need to practice energy hygiene? And I think all of us might want a little dose of this and the fire door. Motivation. This is one of the most potent powers of fire and one of the most necessary. Some of us may be able to power through for a short while, but I think all of us are running out of gas a little bit when we don't feel like doing anything. But this is usually short-lived, and that life is getting shorter and shorter. Many times we need a big dose of motivation to get our intentions into action. For some, when I say eating, I don't mean just eating to binge. I mean just living, having some kind of an income so you can buy food to eat is motivation. This is a very basic level, but you get the idea. When it comes to motivation, you may need to focus on your why. Why are you doing what you do? Why do you want to manifest your creation, your business, your life in a certain way? When you get clear on your why, it becomes the driving force of what you do. You can harness the motivation to do the things you need to. Where do you need more motivation, and what is your why? And then in the spirit door, I pulled the divine masculine. The masculine aspect of the divine is much more known to us in the Western world. Called by many names, Osiris, Odin, Vishnu, Krishna, Jehovah, or simply God, this aspect speaks to forward movement and assistance in all things active. His job is to support the divine feminine. He's the perfect balance for her, and together they create balance in the world. Working with both aspects, whether you're male or female, will help you balance your creative endeavors and give you peace. Where do you need the assistance of the divine masculine? And Mars represents that divine masculine right now. It's in Capricorn. So it is a nice place, safe place to dwell. to just let yourself feel held. Let yourself feel cradled in that divine masculine energy. I follow Zachary Fisher on Facebook. I don't know where this information, the information that flows through him is otherworldly. And he makes these wonderful little memes. And he says there is no higher dimension. The work is learning how to be here, be in your body. Awakening isn't escape, it's embodiment. So, what he's talking about is be here now, present moment, be here in the physical. Don't try to jump into your mind and escape it. Stay in your heart, stay in your soul, stay in your physical body. And the truth is that we're at a crossroads. We can't rely on the old ways that allowing something outside of us to tell us what to do. We need that moral compass that lives inside of all of us, the true one, the one we know we can trust, to truly awaken. We need to stay connected to our soul now more. I had no idea 3 years ago why I was bringing this in. Now I do. We need this. So if you haven't done Source Light School yet, some of you have had your toes dipped in different classes. We're beginning a new round January 15th. So we have a couple weeks. For those of you that have already taken it, if you want to be in year 2, that starts on the 8th. But there'll be a sign up in the next email. So watch your inbox. It isn't the only way, but it is a good way. It's one way to connect with your soul and stay there. And that's really the point right now, is to stay in your soul.
Kathy,
Uh-huh.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
If we're like a year, where we're at, should we just go with the year 2 one or
Have you had year 2 yet? I don't think you have you? You have? You can do it again if you want. And you don't have to re-sign up. I'm going to throw you in there anyway, all of you that are priestesses. So, and I kind of know the level you are. So I'm not taking your name off the email list. So you'll get the emails and all of that. But those of you that stopped and want to do year 2 or whatever, just know that all of that is beginning again. And it's coming in about a week, so, some of it. So it's an anchor that's easy and that works. So if you haven't begun, go ahead and begin your intentions for this Cancer super full moon. What do you want to release? And remember, these will really initiate on Saturday. So don't confuse them with your intentions for the new year. Those may be launch pad intentions, and these are more releasing what's standing in your way. Mhm. All right, even if you're not complete, we're going to get up and dance and begin to activate those intentions. And then you have the time to sit with them and really get quiet.
Should
Uh-huh.
we burn these or do we save these and look at them next time?
Whichever, I would just ask your guidance. I mean, you can, well, because here's the thing. There are some people that like to look back and see, well, did I really release that? There, and what you could do, here's a combination of both. Write down the things you're releasing on a piece of paper and burn them if your subconscious mind likes that, if it helps. And then you'll still have a record in your journal of what you were intending to release. All right. Let's get up and move a little bit. Here we go. Maybe. All right, everyone. That was fun. I feel like a human again.
Yeah,
Not so feral.
right.
All right, everyone. Have a very, very happy new year. And somebody texted, I think she was getting ready to leave, but she texted that all of her plans got changed. They were supposed to go to a party and they just had to surrender to staying home. So don't be surprised. Leslie, good to see you, honey.
I'm having a Zoom dance party tonight for free. Anybody wants to join me for priestesses, and all you ladies or gentlemen, reach out. I'll send you the
Yeah.
link.
Yeah, for sure. All right, everyone. See you soon. Behave yourself.